to the street. Imagine this were your daughter. Janet Protasewicz's judgment isn't just flawed, it's dangerous.
Numbers move you, but some can stop you in your tracks, like the tens of thousands of people who were diagnosed with certain HPV-related cancers. For most people, HPV clears on its own, but for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers. Gardasil 9 is a vaccine given to adults through age 45 that can help protect against certain diseases caused by HPV, including cervical, vaginal, vulvar, anal, and certain head and neck cancers, such as throat and back of mouth cancers and genital warts. Gardasil 9 doesn't protect everyone and does not treat cancer or HPV infection. Your doctor may recommend screening for certain HPV-related cancers. Women still need routine cervical cancer screenings. You shouldn't get Gardasil 9 if you've had an allergic reaction to the vaccine, its ingredients, or are allergic to yeast. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system, are pregnant, or plan to be. The most common side effects include injection site reactions, headache, fever, nausea, dizziness, tiredness, diarrhea, abdominal pain, and sore throat. Fainting can also happen. Help protect what counts. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist about Gardasil 9.
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Up North at 4 with Nate and Jeff starts now.
Good afternoon. Happy Monday. Welcome to Up North at 4. I'm Kevin Kraft in for Nate Myhock again. In today's show, we will learn about a sand tray healing event as well as many other ways of healing that Healing Associates in Rhinelander uses. We'll also talk about some of that pesky white stuff that fell in the eastern part of the state this past weekend. We'll get to all that in a bit, but first, here's your top 4 at 4. A firefighter in Orlando is being credited with saving a police officer. Lieutenant Benjamin Woodson with Orlando Fire says a deputy surviving a car crash could have had a different ending had he not been there to witness it. Behind him, he saw the patrol car crash into an overpass bridge in Sanford Saturday morning. He was able to pull Luxon out of the car and use the deputy's radio to call for help. Some Good Samaritans offered a knife and seatbelt cutter, and Seminole County Sheriff's Office believes Deputy Luxon was suffering a medical emergency when he crashed his car. The infamous so-called fire-breathing demon dog is getting a fourth chance at a forever home. Ralphie is the 1-year-old, 26-pound French bulldog described by a New York shelter as a tear in a somewhat small package. The Niagara SPCA says it finally found a perfect adopter for him after he was returned 3 times. Hopefully Ralphie's new owner, Jason, can handle the pup. It is his profession, after all. Jason trains dogs for the Department of Energy in Tennessee. And you can follow Ralphie's journey on Instagram at Demon Dog Ralphie. In Oregon, a rare wolverine sighting near Portland has surprised biologists. This one was spotted by 2 people who were fishing on the Columbia River near Portland last Monday. The Oregon Department of Fish and Wildlife says the animals are rare and listed as threatened, and it is the first confirmed report of a wolverine outside of Oregon's mountain range in more than 30 years. 2 bear cubs made their outdoor debut at the Smithsonian's National Zoo on Monday. The male Andean bear cubs were born in November at the zoo, and they're the first cubs born to parents Brianne and Guido, and the 4th litter of the Andean bear cubs born there since 2010. For the last few months, the public was able to observe the mother and cubs through a live webcam. Now zoogoers can see them in their outdoor enclosure, weather permitting. Chief Meteorologist Jeff Weller is in the house. Jeff, a lot of spring-like weather. Will that continue?
Yeah, hey, Kevin. Happy Monday. Okay, lots of sunshine out there today, but tomorrow, temperatures back in the 30s, and we could hold high temperatures on Wednesday in the 20s around here. You ready for that? But outside today, lots of clear skies and sunshine across our region. There are some high clouds trying to create across our area now, but overall, temperatures are still hanging out at 41 in Rhinelander with a west-southwest breeze at 11. And look at Wausau, though, 43 for you with the southwest breeze at 13, making it feel slightly colder at 36 right now. Okay, so around the horn, temperatures hanging out in the 30s to low 40s. We'll take it. This is about what we're supposed to do this time of year. We'll likely keep that going for not so much longer, though, because tomorrow is going to be colder with highs in the 30s, followed by 20s back in the forecast for us on Wednesday. So 36 tomorrow, 27 is the forecasted high temperature on Wednesday. And then look what happens Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And then we could get a bit warmer next Sunday into Monday. But overall, though, temperatures well below the averages around here. And that's important because there are several systems on the way that could bring us some rain and snow with temperatures like this. Out there today, look at this. See that white streak right there? That's the snow that fell Saturday across parts of the Green Bay area over toward the Appleton area. That's melting very quickly out there now. Still lots of snow on the ground, though, across parts of Dakotas, Minnesota. That will stay there for now. But we have lots going on. So we have a system over here to the east. See you later. Behind it, this system here, or a piece of this, will be in here for us on Thursday. That could bring us a light rain-snow mix on Thursday. And then a much bigger system gets in here most likely on Saturday. We got to keep an eye on that one. And then another system gets in here next week, Monday and Tuesday. So overall, a very active weather pattern right now. But you get the idea. On Thursday, here's that rain-snow mix across our area. We could be shoveling some snow on Thursday evening. Our forecast then tonight, though, we're talking about mostly clear skies, low temperatures down near 18. Your full forecast at 5 o'clock.
Cost Cutters doesn't cut corners, only fresh new looks. Save big this month at Cost Cutters. Buy one, get one half off sale on all styling and finishing products.
Dan Kelly and his friends are lying about Judge Janet Protasewicz.
He wants to scare you because he can't talk about his own record.
Dan Kelly has never sentenced a single criminal to prison.
Not one.
That's a fact.
And as a private attorney, Kelly got rich defending sex predators who posed as youth ministers to sexually assault young girls.
That's the truth.
The bottom line is that Dan Kelly won't keep our community safe.
He's an extremist
who doesn't care about us.
There are so many things we take for granted, and along with them, sometimes we take the people who depend on them for granted too. How can they survive with record increases in their basic cost of living? And through no fault of their own, they're being left behind. If you or someone you know needs a hand up, our energy and water providers are working together to keep you safely in your home. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Northland Basement Systems is the all things basementy company. Basement waterproofing, basement finishing, basement structural repair, humidity and mold control, and nasty crawl spaces too. When it comes to basement solutions, nobody does it better than we do. Since 1991, homeowners just like you in the Northland have trusted Northland Basement Systems for all things basementy in their homes. Call Northland Basement Systems today to schedule a free home evaluation.
Cost Cutters doesn't cut corners, only fresh new looks. Save big this month at Cost Cutters. Buy one, get one half off sale on all styling and finishing products.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. Kevin Kraft in for Nate Myhawk. Joining us, Kayla Ziemba from Healing Associates in Rhinelander. Kayla, thank you for joining us today. How are you?
Good. How are you guys?
I'm pretty good. So can you tell us a little bit about what Healing Associates is?
Yeah, so we are an agency that provides brain spotting services to individuals, families, children, couples, really whomever. We really try to treat the individual and not the diagnosis.
Okay. What does that mean?
Brain spotting?
Yes.
Okay. So without using really big lingo, I'm going to simplify it. So brain spotting uses fixed eye positions to access unconscious, difficult emotions, feelings, thoughts that we store in the lower parts of our brain. Okay. So that's our unconscious.
The thoughts back here.
Yeah, and our subcortical brain. I said I wasn't going to get big words, but.
So this is, all these thoughts are from like throughout our entire life, even developmental, and to where I'm at now in my adult life?
Yeah, we all have developmental trauma from in the womb all the way to where we're at now.
So there's lots of thoughts in here.
Yes.
And the idea is to bring them up here
to the prefrontal
then you
cortex.
can deal with them. Is that the bigger picture?
The bigger picture. So we use the fixed eye position and the felt sense in the body, connecting the brain and the body, to bring it to the conscious, and then you're able to process and heal. So in talk therapy, you're just processing from that conscious. You have, complete control over what you're going to process, where brain spotting gets to some of those more difficult situations.
So, cool. So brain spotting, would this be open to everyone of all ages, or is it more focused on kids?
It's everyone of all ages, and it doesn't have to be that you have some big trauma or that you have anxiety or depression. It could be even used as expansion. So if you have an area in your life that you want to improve in, like your tennis score or building your business, it can be used for that as well.
So what if you're trying to bring up like one bad memory from way back when, and a whole bunch of other memories come up too?
Yeah.
Does that happen? Am I outside somewhere?
No, you're good. So I would just say, just notice that. I'm going to follow and just attune and hold a safe space for you. And you may have some memories come up, some that you remember, some that you don't, feelings. And I'm always going to have you go back to that felt sense in your body. So when you think of that, where do you feel that physically in your body? So I can have you guys try a little exercise. I won't get too wild with it, but
let's try one.
Okay. So when I ask you guys, what is something you remember that was really fearful, like you felt really afraid?
Okay, I have an idea.
Okay, so your eyes are like locked over there.
Okay, so I'm looking right.
And you glance down briefly. So I want you to just stay at those spots. That's the brain spot, pulling that memory. And then I want you to just notice when you think of this experience, and I know we're on live TV, so not the ideal setting, what do you feel in your body when you think of that moment that made you fearful? And you don't have to share, just notice it for a couple seconds.
So what I've noticed is I'm trying to honestly remember what it is. Because you talked about when we were younger, like I'm looking right, but I'm not 100% sure what was fearful for me back then.
Yeah. Did you notice how you felt when you tried to think of something that was fearful?
Because I wanted to give an answer, but I didn't.
Oh, okay. So again, live TV, not the best setting.
And I remember it clearly. I hit with a golf ball right here. And I remember my sister, and I was bleeding really bad on your temple there. And I remember my sister rescuing me, and I felt fearful for her that she had to deal with this.
Oh.
So.
And what did you feel physically when you thought of that memory, or just?
I just felt the pain on my head.
Yeah.
The physical pain is what I remember from that.
Yeah.
So, but there's an emotional pain there too, of my loved one, right, dealing with what I was dealing with as well. Is that weird?
It's not weird.
Okay.
It's your experience. So I mean, obviously it would be much longer and more, one-on-one, but I would ask you, just notice that. See what else comes up. What are you feeling physically in your body? And you might have more memories come up, or like, why was I worried about her and not about me? Who knows? It would be your process.
So the therapy here then is talking through that.
You can talk as little or as much as you want. It's your experience. So some people who have been through, significant traumas don't want to share, but they may be processing some of their memories. They don't need to share it with me. I'm attuning, I'm holding that space. I'm putting them on that fixed eye position, and they are bringing it up to the conscious and working through it.
And it's physical or mental traumas, correct?
It's whatever you want it to be.
Whatever you want it to be.
Yeah, so people come in and I'll say, what do you want to work on today? And they might say, oh, well, I've just been feeling really anxious and I don't know why. And I'll be like, okay, so talk to me about feeling anxious. What's going on? Well, I get this tightness in my chest and my hands are shaky. And then I'll say, okay, so when you look around, where does that feel the most intense? So they might be like, right here. And I'll say, okay, just look there and just notice that intense feeling and see what happens. And then they drop down in that lower part of their brain and can process.
Very interesting, Jeff. I know we got to learn more about this, but in the meantime, we are going to take a quick break here on Up North at 4, and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
What's the perfect way to spend a summer afternoon at your lake home? On a pier made by Piers du Nord. We're making a splash with time-saving piers because you deserve more ways to play and enjoy summer days. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
Mark your calendars and spring into summer with the 34th Annual Wisconsin River Pro Rodeo. Enjoy 3 action-packed days of a professional rodeo in Merrill, perfect for the whole family to enjoy. Be sure to get your tickets early. The Wisconsin River Pro Rodeo, June 9th, 10th, and 11th.
I paid into Social Security my whole life.
Now I depend on it.
We earned it. But extremist Dan Kelly doesn't think so.
He said Social Security is like slavery.
And Kelly wrote that seniors on Social Security are, quote, people who have chosen to retire without sufficient assets to support themselves.
What a jerk.
That tells you a lot about the kind of judge he'll be on the court.
He's an extremist.
He's too extreme.
He doesn't care about us.
This is Eargo. They automatically enhance your hearing wherever you are.
Ours comes with buttons on the back, so you can fiddle around to your heart's content.
Like the 80s all over again.
Cool, right?
For a limited time, get $300 off our latest device.
I got a call from some scammer who had the nerve to ask for my Medicare number. I was not born yesterday.
When someone asked for my Medicare number in a text, I knew it was a scam.
Nice catch.
And your mother knew it wasn't a real email.
Go, Mom.
I don't share my Medicare number with strangers.
If you get a call, text, or email asking for your Medicare or personal information,
delete.
Shut it down.
Nope.
Learn more at medicare.gov/fraud.
Guess who's making a splash? Pure of Denord, of course. We make installing your dock easy enough for just one person, and you don't even have to get wet. With our Pures, there's less maintenance, no rust, and no fuss, because we're factory direct. Made in St. Germain, come and visit us.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. Kayla Ziemba from Healing Associates here in studio joining us. And also, you just saw her, Lexi. Can you explain Lexi's role at Healing Associates?
Yeah, so we have Lexi and Leo, who he's a little shy, so he's not going to jump on camera. But they're emotional support animals that are with me in my sessions at Healing Associates.
All right.
Oh, he might come make a
So
difference.
they're like therapy dogs.
They aren't certified therapy dogs, so they are emotional support animals, and there he is, making an appearance.
Chris can drop that lower third. If possible. Look at them, they're cute. Okay, so we've covered a lot in that first block.
Yeah, we did.
This is for anybody, right? So you're a licensed clinical therapist.
Clinical social worker,
okay.
Yep.
So when you heard about this, what attracted you to it?
So it was just the way that my partner, who's actually been doing it for 13 years, I started working with her at a different clinic. She was talking about it, and I was like, yeah, I'm a brain nerd. Let's do this. So I signed up for the first phase and then went through the rest and just blossomed from there. We opened our practice in August and focused on brain spotting.
Awesome. And now this weekend you got sand tray therapy, and you did bring some props in this time. Can you explain what you're looking for with sand tray therapy?
Yeah, so our sand tray healing group is Saturday. It's our first one and it's full. It's from 10 to noon, and I have another one in May. It's on May 20th. It's going to be once a month. So I originally invited parents and children to come, but it's really open to anyone. Anyone can go, so I'll probably tweak that as we go along. But every child who comes in with their parent is going to get a sand tray. It's going to be a wooden sand tray. And they are going to have hundreds of these figurines to choose from. So which you're drawn to the little car, I see.
Yep. And that means something, right? The car you're drawn to?
It's his process, because you pick those out again now. So they're going to choose from hundreds of figurines that they're drawn to. They're going to sit down. I'm going to give a little explanation while the kids are kind of doing their thing with fidgets and the dogs. And then I'm going to give free range therapy. So the parents are going to be sitting there and the children are going to start to play in the sand. And what children do in sand tray therapy is they're creating their inner world, their struggles, what's going on with them in the moment, whether it be there were bullies at school or they have a conflict with their family. They're acting that out in the sand almost always. And the parents, I'm teaching them how to attune. So as humans in general, we're either forward thinking or backwards thinking. We're never like in the moment. So we're always thinking about, what am I making for dinner? Some of you might be thinking that right now. Or what do I, did I forget this? Did I forget that? So I'm really teaching them to be present with their children, holding that space, not asking questions, not interpreting. And then afterwards is when they can process with their kids, talk about any difficulties, struggles, meanings, really empower them and be present.
Does therapy like this have a place with nonverbal kids?
Yeah, so it's really powerful for kids who can't, they don't have the emotive vocabulary to put their emotions into words, and nonverbal kids, as well as victims of significant trauma, or even I've done it with couples who struggle with communication. So it is that nonverbal expressive therapy that doesn't put the pressure, just like brain spotting, to share and talk about everything that's happened or what's going on.
Right. And for Saturday sand tray therapy, how much does the event cost to sign up?
Yeah, so it's $60 and that includes one sand tray. If you want an additional one, it's $30. So some families are bringing more than one child, decide they want more than one sand tray. And again, that'll be a monthly event. We also...
This Saturday is full, though, you said.
Yeah, okay. So Saturday, May 20th is the next one at 10. You can sign up on Facebook at Healing Associates or on our website, healingassociatesllc.com. There's contact information on both. And we also have a couple other groups that we offer. We have a support group for moms starting April 11th. So it's every other Tuesday. And then we have a support group for men starting in May.
Very interesting, Kayla.
They can fix me.
Come on in.
You and I are a little far beyond, but
we have free consultations, so reach out and schedule, and
we're gonna do this.
We'll help you. You should.
I think we
you
definitely
really
need to
should.
hit her up on this. So, Kayla, I appreciate you coming in today, and thank you for coming in and explaining everything to us.
Yeah, no problem.
So interesting.
It is.
Yeah.
We'll come back here on Up North at 4 after the break. Don't go anywhere.
The Rhinelander Pub is now open Monday to Saturday. Come enjoy our newly expanded lunch and dinner menu featuring longtime pub favorites and new entree additions. You will love our all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar and Friday seafood buffet.
Come out to Northern Pines and leave the cooking to us. Have a cold drink and relax as you enjoy the beautiful view of the lake and great food. Try our Friday night fish fry and seafood buffet. Come out to Northern Pines on Butternut Lake.
Quantrill Bounds punches a 12-year-old girl, forces her to perform oral sex. He films the heinous act, posts it on Facebook. 12 years old. Any rational person would want this guy behind bars for a long time, not Judge Janet Protasewicz. She showed sympathy for him, released him back onto the street. Imagine this were your daughter. Janet Protasewicz's judgment isn't just flawed, it's dangerous.
Spring is in the air, and you know what that means. It's Feldco season.
Feldco season. It means 50% off windows with no money down, no payments, and no interest until 2024. So you can replace those eyesores without breaking the bank. It means getting the windows you want fast, so your home's ready for the warmer weather ahead. It's the season of home renewal. It's Feldco season. 50% off windows ends Friday.
Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
The Diocese of La Crosse televised Mass, Sundays at 6:30 a.m. on this station. Please join Bishop Callahan and the priests and faithful of the diocese Sunday mornings at 6:30 a.m.
The Rhinelander Pub is now open Monday to Saturday. Come enjoy our newly expanded lunch and dinner menu featuring longtime pub favorites and new entree additions. You will love our all-you-can-eat soup and salad bar and Friday seafood buffet.
Welcome back to Up North at 4. And Jeff, I got to say, I am really, really thankful that snow from this past week, it did not hit the Northwest.
Yeah, that was one of those storms that did what it wanted to do, right? Most of the snow was supposed to be over Lake Michigan, but the storm switched last second and put a really heavy band of snow from Green Bay back toward Appleton, back toward Oshkosh. Some spots saw 20 inches of snow on Saturday.
That's just crazy. And late March, spring storm.
Heavy wet snow, too.
For sure. Well, WBAY's Emily Roberts was out on Saturday, and she shows us how some coped with that snowstorm. Check it out.
This is the most snowfall we've gotten all winter but spring, so it figures. It's Wisconsin.
Don't put away the snow blowers just yet. The latest winter storm has people in our area lacing up their boots and digging out their shovels. Shovels, some tucked back in the garage come mid-March.
Didn't know it was supposed to snow. It's been sunny. We've been enjoying walks every day after work, and then to wake up to snow, it's like, oh man, again. But oh well.
It's officially spring, but it sure doesn't feel like it for young Stella Van Lith.
I was just shocked because like this is like probably a lot of snow
like this is like the latest that we had of snow. It's kind of weird. It's really weird, I feel like.
Why do you think it's weird?
Because it's April and it's kind of getting close to spring and summer.
This is heavy stuff, and it's left sidewalks and driveways all across northeast Wisconsin buried. Let me step over here and show you just how much people in our area are dealing with. You can see here in the Fox Valley, Appleton, it's almost up to my knee.
I was hoping for a couple of inches, but that didn't happen. Now we got all this mess to clean up over here.
Chad Van Loo taking on a pretty big task. He's clearing snow from the parking lots of an Appleton apartment complex.
But it's a lot of stickiness, a lot of slipperiness. We've had cars stuck in the ditches up on the front here. So it's basically just got to get this so we get people to stop getting stuck.
One man we spoke with, not so lucky.
Yeah, I was hoping this driveway would have been plowed already, but I guess, you know, it's not under my control.
One thing's for sure, though. People in northeast Wisconsin are ready to tackle anything that comes their way.
It's not the first time it's ever happened. It won't be the last. So you just take what you got and shovel the snow.
You know, I like that last quote from the guy. Just take what you got. It's not the first time, definitely not going to be the last. In my first spring here in northern Wisconsin, we got a foot of snow on Easter Sunday. So.
Yep, there's still more winter to get through.
Yeah.
And possibly even next week.
That's
and the
very
week after.
depressing, actually.
No, bring it on. I mean, and then we'll turn that corner. It'll be like 70 and sunny, and we'll love that.
Yeah, we got like a week of that transition period. It seems.
That's not happening quite yet.
All right, well, we'll come back and wrap things up after the break. Don't go anywhere.
Sheriffs like us from around the state are supporting Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court. Justice Kelly's opponent, Janet Protasiewicz, is a Milwaukee County judge with a long history of letting dangerous criminals back into our streets.
Directly undermining the work of our officers and putting your family at risk. We can't afford to have judges who put their own agendas above the law. It's time we start prioritizing justice again, not politics.
Vote Daniel Kelly for Wisconsin Supreme Court.
My thoughts on laser therapy to me is awesome. I mean, it really, really made a big difference. Every time I came here, I noticed an improvement. I mean, I was starting to do things that I couldn't do a week before, and so I'm totally grateful for it. Integrated Pain Solutions got me back to my normal trucking and equipment handling life. Thank you.
An engagement ring is the defining symbol of a lifelong promise, and that's why choosing Lee Ayers Jewelers is so important. As a family business, they know how important your search is, and they take great pride in helping you find the perfect engagement ring. For Lee Ayers, it's all about taking care of you, the customer. From in-store goldsmiths to custom jewelry design by Thomas Daling, they do it all. Begin your lifelong promise by choosing Lee Ayers Jewelers, downtown Stevens Point.
The new vehicle shortage is over at Brickner's Park City, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram in Merrill. We have over 110 vehicles in stock or inbound for March delivery, with over 50 Jeeps available in all models, including plug-in hybrid Wranglers and Jeep Grand Cherokee. During Ram Truck Month at the Brickner's and Merrill lot, you will find over 35 Ram trucks available. Take advantage of low financing or huge lease rebates on Ram half-ton models and up to $3,000 in cash rebates on Ram heavy-duty models. There's always a whole lot of good going on at Brickner's Park City, Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, and Ram in Merrill.
Update your home with high quality and unique sliding barn doors from Colonial Elegance. Pick up this pine barn door for $99.99 after rebate. Customize your dream window. Any size, any shape, made just for you with our design and buy program. Get a beautiful view with new windows from Jeld-Wen. We have over 100 sizes and styles in stock. This Jeld-Wen window is $79.99 after 11% rebate.
Save big money at Menards.
Wrapping things up here in Up North at 4, and I didn't get a chance to touch on snow totals from that storm over the weekend, but I did pull some numbers up. Kimberly, more than 20 inches. Oshkosh, 16 inches, Appleton, 11 inches, but then Shockton, only 3 inches. It was that big, sharp cutoff I noticed.
Back edge of the system was a real defined line because there was just high pressure, like literally over us, right? Which kept the snow just to our east and south, and that didn't really give way all day long Saturday. So that's why you had such a sharp cutoff in the snow totals. But there it was.
20 inches, though. I can't. Oh,
heavy wet stuff, too, which is
time
like
of
the
year,
worst.
I like it more in January.
Yeah.
Well, that's it for us today. Hope you have a great day. Nate and Nighthawk scheduled to be back tomorrow.
Our Newswatch 12 News team works around the clock to bring you the news that matters most to the North Woods. NBC Newswatch 12, from where you live.
What does it cost to buy off a judge? For extremist Dan Kelly, he's for sale for $20,000. In 2020, Kelly conveniently changed his mind about whether to judge the Tim Zignego case. Kelly had recused himself. Then he pocketed $20,000 in contributions from Zignego and his family, and Kelly unrecused himself so he could judge the case. Justice shouldn't be for sale. Dan Kelly is too corrupt